Hi students, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss one more chapter of our class 10, that is structure of atom. So in our class 9 we have studied about what is an atom and what are the tiny particles that are present inside an atom. So what is atom? Atom is the smallest particle of a matter. And this smallest particle in turn it consists of some tiny particles, and those tiny particles we call it as electrons, protons and neutrons. What are those? Electrons, protons and neutrons. We all know that electrons are negatively charged particle. They have relative charge of -1. Okay. Protons are positively charged particle. They have relative charge +1. Neutrons, they do not have any charge. They are neutral particles. Okay. So these three subatomic particles, electron, protons, neutrons, are present inside an atom. So mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power of -31 kgs, whereas mass of proton is 1.67 into 10 to the power of -27 kgs, and mass of neutron is also equal to proton, 10 to the power of -7 kgs. Okay, so these are what about the subatomic particles that are present inside an atom. So after the discovery of these subatomic particles, different scientists have proposed different atomic models to explain the structure of atom, like J.J. Thomson's model of an atom, Rutherford's nuclear model of an atom, and Niels Bohr have proposed Bohr's model of an atom. Okay, now in this chapter of structure of atom in class 10, we are going to learn in detail about the structure of an atom. When you throw a stone in a still pond, what we generally observe, we observe ripples on the surface of water, and these ripples are produced due to disturbance that which are created on the surface of water, which forms a wave. In the same way, sound waves are produced when something vibrates. Like our water wave and sound wave, electromagnetic waves are also produced when charged particle vibrates. Okay, so our topic is about electromagnetic wave. So what is actually electromagnetic wave? When a charged particle like electron, right? So when a charged particle vibrates, what happens? Alternating electric field will be produced. Now this change in electric field will produce change in magnetic field, and this process will continue until both these electric field and magnetic field they become perpendicular to each other in the direction of a wave. Such a wave we call electromagnetic wave. Is it clear? Means when a charged particle vibrates, what happens? And electric field is produced. Now this change in electric field will produce magnetic field, and these two electric and magnetic field will be produced, right, perpendicular to each other at a right angle in the direction of a wave. Such a waves we called electromagnetic wave. For example, right, if you think, so this is the direction of a wave. Okay, so what happens when any electrically charged particle vibrates? What happens? It produces changing electric field. Now this electric field which is produced due to the charged particle, right, so this is produced in this way. Is it clear? And what happens? This change in electric field will produce magnetic field in this way. And these two electric field and magnetic field which are produced, they will be continuing until they become perpendicular to each other at a right angle in the direction of a wave. Such a wave we called electromagnetic wave. And these electromagnetic wave, they do not require any medium to travel. They can move in a vacuum with a speed 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Is it clear? So there are many types of electromagnetic wave. One among the familiar example is our visible light, is an example of electromagnetic wave. And students, you have to remember that every electromagnetic wave have a certain characteristic properties. Like our sound waves and water waves, electromagnetic wave have two very important characteristic properties, that is wavelength, frequency. So what is wavelength? Wavelength is nothing but distance from one wave peak. This is one wave, right? Okay, so this is the peak of one wave. The distance from one wave peak to the another wave. Now this we call it as wavelength. It is represented by symbol lambda. And units of wavelength are meters. Is it clear? What is wavelength? Distance from one wave peak to another wave, we call it as an wavelength. Okay? So its unit is meters. It is represented by lambda. Clear for everyone? Now the next characteristic property is frequency. So what is frequency? Number of oscillations made per second. We call it as an frequency. Okay? Number of oscillations made per second, we call it as an frequency. So units of frequency is hertz. Then velocity, as I said you, electromagnetic wave do not require any medium. They can move in a vacuum with a speed of 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. These three quantities, wavelength, frequency, velocity, they are represented as C is equal to nu lambda. C is equal to nu lambda, or right, lambda proportional to frequency. You have to remember that, right? When there is an increase in wavelength, what happens? Frequency decreases. When wavelength increases, right, frequency becomes smaller. When wavelength decreases, frequency become more. Okay, so this is how these three characteristic properties are related with each other. Is it clear for everyone? There are different types of electromagnetic waves, and each electromagnetic wave, they have their own characteristic properties, that is wavelength and frequency. So arrangement of these electromagnetic waves, right? So arrangement of these electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic radiations in increasing or decreasing order, in increasing or decreasing order of wavelength or frequency is called electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, so what are the different types of electromagnetic radiations? Gamma rays, X-rays, UV, ultraviolet rays, infrared rays, microwaves, radio waves, long radio waves. All these are the different types of electromagnetic waves. So arrangement of all these entire range of electromagnetic wave, right, in increasing order or decreasing order of their wavelength and frequency is called electromagnetic spectrum. And in between our ultraviolet rays and infrared rays, right, so there is a light ray which is sensitive to human eye, that we called visible light. This visible light also have certain ranges of light, that is from violet to red, right? Now arrangement of these entire range of visible light from violet color of light to red color of light, we call it as visible spectrum. Is it clear for everyone? Okay, so entire range of visible light from violet to red color of light, we call it as visible spectrum. And in our visible spectrum, violet color of light have a smaller wavelength and red color of light have longer wavelength, that is 750 nanometers and 400 nanometers for violet color of light and 750 nanometers for red color of light. Is it clear for everyone, children? So this is what about an electromagnetic spectrum and about visible spectrum.